dude, you're putting 100 tons in orbit, and you're probably going to beat NASA to the moon. Do you really doubt that he's going to solve insurance for cars? Is that the world's hardest problem?
What you mentioned as being the gigapress, the notion that an entire chassis could be made out of a single piece of material. I mean, that would be incredible.
Isn't that bonkers? I mean, that's what this guy wants to do.
Can anyone or any group of companies, Ford, GM, VW together, catch up with Tesla in the next decade?
Well, it's going to be real hard in their current form.
Hey, I'm Stephen and this is Solving the Money Problem. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. So in today's episode of the mainstream finance media is slowly, keyword there, slowly starting to wake up to the Tesla story and their unassailable lead. I'm going to be reacting to some comments from the folks on CNBS who appear to be surprised and impressed by some of the amazing manufacturing innovations at Tesla, and also now have tacitly admitted that Tesla is about a decade ahead of the so-called competition. This is a first. Of course, we've known this here for a while on Solving the Money Problem, but hey, better late than never. I'm also going to be reacting to some comments from Morgan Stanley analyst Adam Jonas, who no doubt is soon to update his current $900 price target on Tesla stock. So with that said, let's get into the video. If you love crypto, stocks, and free stuff, or just want to help out the channel, check out these great offers. BlockFi are launching the world's first Bitcoin rewards credit card. People in the US can earn 1.5% Bitcoin back on every purchase with no annual fee using the BlockFi Bitcoin rewards credit card. Check out the link in the description. And for a limited time, you can get up to $250 in crypto bonuses when funding a new account on BlockFi, where you can use cryptocurrency to earn interest, borrow cash, and buy or sell crypto. If you want your free crypto, use the link in the description. And if you'd like up to 2 free stocks, check out the link in the description to WeBull. If you open a new account, you'll get 1 free stock valued up to $300 just for opening an account. And if you make an initial deposit of $5 or more, you'll get a second free stock valued up to $2,000. Seriously. Free stocks? Yes, please. And finally, if you're in Australia, the UK, or New Zealand, you can get a free stock with stake, also linked in the description. Thanks so much for your support, guys. Let's get back to it.
So it's interesting because you have a $900 12-month price target on the stock. The stock is pretty close to that, and yet you're saying that there are a number of things that the market is underestimating about Tesla. So it seems like the market is actually factoring in a lot at this point, given where your price target is and where the stock is.
Yeah, I mean, credit to your audience, can move a lot faster than the sell side yet again, right? So we just keep an open mind. Let's see what we learn from the quarter. I think what's going on with Tesla is bigger than the quarter, though. It's, we have $1 trillion company and an arms race of batteries and tech and talent, and how do they use that stack, right? So that'll be the judge. But just for sensitivity's sake, so we're not locked into 900 either way.
Couldn't be much clearer than that. Price target upgrade from Morgan Stanley on Tesla stock, inevitable, just around the corner. Stay tuned. As most of you will probably know by now, my bear case price target for Tesla stock over the next 12 months, $1,100 per share. Just want to emphasize once again, that is my bear case. For those of you that don't know, I've posted all of my price targets, bear case, base case, and bull case for Tesla stock all the way out till 2031 on my Patreon page. Card in the corner. If you're not already signed up, you can check out those price targets. I update these regularly. Every time I make changes to my Tesla valuation model, I update my price targets accordingly.
Rough sensitivity, each million units that you give Tesla by 2030 is worth about $150 to $200. Right now we're at 5.8 million by 2030. So, if you want to take that to 10 million, some people do. We're not there yet. That's one of a number of ways you could get some leverage on top of that.
Hold up. We need to talk about this. We really need to talk about this. Now, first of all, 5.8 million units by 2030. This is why I do occasionally refer to this mob as Moron Stanley. Now, let's do some quick numbers here. We don't even need to use a calculator. We can just use our fingers. Sorry guys, I was hanging out with, you know what, I'm not going to finish that sentence. You know where I was going with that. We can use our fingers to figure this one out, okay? Approximately how many vehicles will Tesla deliver in 2021? About 1 million. Today, they already have production capacity in excess of 1 million units per year, which continues to ramp. What is the ultimate production capacity for the Berlin Gigafactory? 2 million units per year. Is the Austin factory larger than the Berlin factory? Spoiler alert, yes. Let's say maybe 3 million units per year. We're already at 6 million units per year of capacity if Tesla continues to ramp up and scale production at all 4 of their existing factories. Now, call me crazy, maybe even a moron, but do you think between now and the end of this decade that it's possible Tesla may actually build more factories, maybe release some new products, and sell more than 6 million vehicles by the end of the decade? I would give this a probability of about 420%. See, the problem I have with Morgan Stanley, at least as it relates to Tesla stock at this point in time, is although they have relatively large brains, they have tiny balls. Oh, and by the way, I know there's probably 1, maybe even 2 people that I've offended at this point in time by implying that balls equals courage. If that so happens to be you, 1, doors that way, and 2, I recommend you maybe sign up to the National Victims Association, and you and your friend who both got butthurt over that comment can hold a peaceful protest attempting to get me cancelled, destroy a few mum and pop businesses, loot, riot, steal, and burn half your city down. And for everybody else, aka the people that know that I was just trying to make a point, I really want to drive this home. Morgan Stanley need to show some more courage here. They know what's possible for Tesla. They're just unwilling to go out on a limb here because they're gigantic fucking pussies. Let me explain why. Time to do a few numbers. So Tesla stock today closed at $864 per share. Adam Jonas there implied every million vehicles of additional production based on their estimate of under 6 million per year that Tesla can pull off by 2030 adds another $150 to $200 per share. Let's do a very generous estimate first. Assume that Tesla can get to 20 million vehicles per year in 2030. That's 14 million above what Adam Jonas and the rest of the folks over at Morgan Stanley are assuming. Be generous and we'll assume that adds $200 per share. That's an additional $2,800 per share at the $864 that it closed at. And I'm not kidding you. This would imply that Morgan Stanley believe Tesla stock could be worth $3,664 per share. Now, I'm assuming they're talking about in 2030. That still represents more than a 4x from where we are today, just based on bigger automotive production than they're currently modeling, not including any other aspects of their business. Of course, maybe that's a little bit excessive. Instead, how about we assume that Tesla achieves just 10 million electric vehicles sold in 2030? That is 4 million vehicles more than Adam Jonas and Morgan Stanley are expecting. That's 4 times $200 per share, another $800 plus Tesla stock already at $864 brings us to $1,664 per share. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why I said that these guys are gigantic pussies, because they're too scared to put this out there because they know they're going to get laughed at by almost everyone on Wall Street. Here's the thing. I will be the one laughing at you guys in 2030 when it turns out that your estimates were so incredibly, embarrassingly off the mark. I'd love you guys and girls to let me know what you think in the comments below. When Adam Jonas was referring to an extra $150 to $200 per share increase in the value of Tesla stock for every additional million units Tesla produces in 2030, was he talking about a 2030 price for Tesla stock or a 2021 price for Tesla stock? I'm assuming it's the former. Maybe they would discount that back. I'm not sure their methodology, so I'm not sure what this would imply to the Tesla stock price today. But clearly, if they're at 5.8 million units per year in 2030 and Tesla gets to 20 plus million units, that would obviously affect their price target today significantly. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below.
Among the items that you think the market is underestimating, Adam, is manufacturing and scale, and I feel like they go hand in hand. Are we going to get any sort of glimmers of this, particularly what you mentioned as being the gigapress, the notion that an entire chassis could be made out of a single piece of material? I mean, that would be incredible.
Isn't that bonkers? I mean, that's what this guy wants to do.
1, it is bonkers. 2, it will happen. And 3, is this the very first time anyone in the mainstream finance media has even talked about the large cast pieces that Tesla is currently doing or plans to do in the future with their gigapress? Let me know in the comments below if you've seen this discussed anywhere else in the mainstream finance media before today.
So while other car companies try to look at ways of how can they use their existing body shop and robots in line, they look at something like gigapress and they think we can't do anything with it. How did Elon do that? And believe me, they're all tearing down the Model Y and looking at what he's doing with the back half of the chassis and thinking, how does he do the whole thing? Elon can kind of experiment and use each new factory as a chance to optimize automation, vertical integration, and these, really profound things, right?
This is a great point. For each new factory that Tesla builds, they're gathering up all of their learnings and insights from previous factories, mistakes they've made, inefficiencies, etc., and creating a new generation, a new iteration, a new version It's even more efficient and refined and overall more productive. And for anyone who's a little bit lost about the gigantic casting, where Tesla is at today, gigantic single piece casting for the rear of the Model Y. Once these continue to ramp up in Berlin and Austin, they'll also be casting the front in a single piece and then also the battery pack in a single piece. So 3 large castings for the entire chassis of the vehicle. The next logical step from here is doing the entire thing in one piece.
Again, it harkens back to the moving assembly line. And what we might have already had the Model T moment in electric, but we haven't had the moving assembly line revolution of manufacturing that took the car down to $3,000 in today's dollars from 80. And so Elon is, I think the good judge of whether he's successful is, can you get a car that can go on sale in India? If Elon Musk is doing a selfie with Modi, talking about turning India into a renewable superstate for a $15,000 car in India, that among a wide range of things would be all right, yeah, now you're getting serious.
Just want to take a moment to talk about this. Once again, Adam Jonas thinking, using his brain here and talking about things that may be possible in the future. Now, I personally don't expect to see a $15,000 vehicle from Tesla, but before this decade is out, sometime in the second half, the late half of this decade, I expect Tesla's going to release a vehicle around the $18,000, maybe $17,000 mark. About 70% the cost of their $25,000 vehicle. This is so obvious it hurts, just like the $25,000 Tesla was so obvious it hurt before they actually announced that vehicle as well. Tesla's mission is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. They must continue to drive the prices of the vehicles down until most people on the planet can afford one. Yes, the $25,000 Tesla is great, and this thing has an addressable market of millions, maybe 8 to 10 million units per year. But it's not going to achieve the mission. They need another generation subsequent to this vehicle, and I'm telling you guys now, it will happen. I personally don't think Tesla will play in the absolute arse end of the vehicle market. Maybe that's an Australian expression, the absolute bottom end, super cheap vehicles, and the reason is quite simple. Safety. In order to make ultra low budget vehicles, you must sacrifice many things, including safety and mass, and I don't think Tesla's willing to go there. After all, their number one goal in every vehicle they produce is safety, not performance, not features, not functionality, safety. Now, I could be wrong. If Tesla's autonomous software gets so incredibly safe that accidents, vehicle accidents, collisions basically become a thing of the past, maybe they might consider this, but in my opinion, the more likely way that Tesla will get exposure to these ultra cheap vehicles is simply through supplying batteries, maybe powertrains to other companies to make these death machines on wheels. In short, I think Adam Jonas talking about a $15,000 Tesla, he's close but a little bit under, my guess, maybe $17,000, $18,000.
Adam, it's Karen. Thanks so much for being on. Can anyone or any group of companies, Ford, GM, VW together, catch up with Tesla in the next decade?
Well, it's going to be real hard in their current form.
A couple of things I want to talk about here. First of all, Adam Jonas being very delicate in his response. But I just want to make sure that you guys and girls notice the way that Karen phrased that question.
Can anyone or any group of companies, Ford, GM, VW together, catch up with Tesla in the next decade?
Okay, like I said, there is a lot to discuss here. Words matter, body language matter. Let's pick this apart. We're going a little bit deep, but this really matters. First of all, the opening question there, can anyone, emphasis on anyone, catch up to Tesla? But it's not just can anyone catch up to Tesla. There's another line of thinking that comes out. Can anyone, maybe, and she's like, wait, what if they all go bankrupt? Maybe they can combine their forces. They half go bankrupt and have to fire most of the people. What's left over? Maybe that entity could compete. Or any group of companies, and then starts naming the world's biggest automotive manufacturers today. This is a really serious insight into where Karen's thinking is at. It's like, oh, okay, Tesla is miles ahead. Can anyone on their own? No, that's not going to be possible. What if they all combine forces? Then maybe could they? But it's not even where things end. She continues the question, can anyone or any group of these companies, name, catch up to Tesla? And then she pauses, this decade. Not this year, not soon, not catch up to Tesla, but do they have a chance if they combine forces and do everything possible to catch Tesla sometime in the next 10-ish years? This is such an enormous shift in perspective. It's no longer, but all the competition is coming. It's no longer, but isn't this, now it's like, wait, can anyone even catch Tesla over the next decade? Is it possible to catch Tesla? These are the questions now being asked. They're not making assumptions about the competition coming and the big automakers catching up because they know how to make vehicles and Tesla doesn't. It's now a question, is it even possible that any of the legacy automotive manufacturers, pulling every possible lever, even combining into some kind of conglomerate, do they even stand a chance of catching Tesla over a decade-long period of time? And I'm here to tell you, no, they don't. But it's nice to see the mainstream finance media starting to ask these questions. The mindset is shifting. They're really starting to see what's happening. Can anyone remember the phrase I've thrown out there maybe 420 quintillion times on this channel? Tesla has won the fill in the blank. I'm sure you guys have probably heard this one before. Guess what? CNBS are now starting to realize the same thing.
We don't want to count them out. There's a lot of invested capital in Detroit, in Nagoya, and Munich, and elsewhere. And they'll certainly get some support of the local governments and policies. I think Elon would like to see those companies like that and others thrive and do well.
He's right. We all know this. Anyone who's familiar with Tesla's mission, their history, open sourcing the patents, etc., their goal isn't to kill companies. Their goal is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. A side effect of that, plenty of carnage along the way, but Tesla's doing everything they can to do good in the world, not to cause the extinction of dinosaurs, although that may be an unfortunate side effect of Tesla succeeding at their mission.
I think he knows that he's not trying to destroy them. I think that he's making them better. And you could look see how Volkswagen's talked about that too, and he's given time to them and others. So in their current form, very, very challenging because of the skills transferability. But I think they occupy different risk rewards. I think survival would be a good case.
So in case you missed that, Adam Jonas there flat out stating that a good scenario, as in if you're marking some homework, that's probably like a B, would be just surviving. Let's see what else he has to say.
And then something that can keep up with the stock market could be excellent.
And if you're a legacy automotive manufacturer who wants to get an A or an A plus on their homework, maybe you can achieve a rate of growth comparable to the entire stock market. A handful of percent per year, less than 10% per year growth in an excellent A plus scenario.
But if you really want to be a compounder that can have unlimited access to capital and get the best people solving the hardest problems, decarbonization and autonomy, it's very, very tough to hang with Tesla. To this point, no one else, we don't see, to this point, has not happened.
You guys notice the look of pain on Adam Jonas's face? Is it just me, or is he trying really, really, really hard to not just come out and say, look, Karen, they're all absolutely fucking fucked?
AJ, they put a lot of eggs in the China basket. Is that concerning given what's going on there?
Yes. I think expectations around China have been dialed back a lot. I think that the narrative over the next few quarters will be growth outside of China. India, Vietnam, Eastern Europe, the UK, ASEAN, maybe even Oz, Australia, it's possible. So I think that geographic diversification outside of China is where you're going to see, and then also vehicle platforms and vehicle models. I mean, they just unveiled an ATV. We're looking for multiple body styles. But I think, frankly, what we haven't talked about, I don't know, maybe we can save it for another time, is, those correlations with Bitcoin. I mean, the stock, we looked the last 5 years, the correlation between Tesla and Bitcoin is 0.9, is 0.85 year to date. And I think even things like SpaceX, I mean, that's what our clients, we've been getting more incoming calls over the last 2 days about SpaceX and what that could even mean for Tesla than Tesla's third quarter itself. But again, I don't want to get too far off piece for you here.
I want to ask you one question about that. Since you're getting so many calls and there is investor interest in space at large, what could it mean for Tesla? If it went public, what would that mean? And is there a risk that Elon Musk devotes his time to SpaceX? Is that a risk to Tesla?
So I won't comment on it going public or anything like that.
I wonder why not.
Except to say that when you reach $100 billion in a private market, isn't it kind of a fait accompli that the market's saying you're going to be a huge company, and in order to do the things to justify that, it requires access to capital. So that's all I'm going to say there, fait accompli. I think for Tesla, the relevance is, dude, you're putting 100 tons in orbit, and you're probably going to beat NASA to the moon. Do you really doubt that he's going to solve insurance for cars? Is that the world's hardest problem? So it's just like it's about capability. right? And beyond the PowerPoint deck. As far as spending time, I think Elon Musk spending time on SpaceX is a sign of, I think that's a wonderful thing. If Tesla can be at a point where he can say, you take it from here, I'll be involved, but I'm going to be spending time in Texas building the space economy and taking the U.S. and the space race to a whole new level.
I agree with this point from Adam Jonas. In fact, something relevant to this discussion, when Elon Musk announced that he's no longer going to be participating by default on Tesla earnings call, this was a hugely bullish sign for the company. Elon able to delegate trust in his senior management to do their jobs and not need to micromanage every little aspect of the business. So I definitely see Adam's point here. The more Elon Musk feels that he's able to take a step back and not be as active, as intensely focused on Tesla, the more bullish it is for the company and their future, in my opinion. And don't get me wrong, I'm not suggesting that if Elon Musk stopped having anything to do with Tesla tomorrow, this would be bullish for the company. Just making the point that the less he feels like he needs to be involved in every tiny aspect of the business, the better.
That's what's really capturing the imagination, I think, of your audience and frankly my audience on the institutional investor side.
When you put it like that, Adam, it does seem like solving car insurance is going to be a pretty simple task.
Figure it out.
Great to speak with you, Adam. Thank you so much.
So, hope you guys and girls have enjoyed this video. Stay tuned because there will no doubt be an updated price target for Morgan Stanley on Tesla stock just around the corner. And of course, this will be one of many updated price targets for Tesla stock through the remainder of 2021. See you guys in the next video when we discuss Tesla's blowout Q3 earnings results, which I'll be reporting in just a matter of hours. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan. This is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. And don't forget the BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards credit card, where you can earn 1.5% Bitcoin back on every purchase. There's a link in the description. You can also earn up to $250 in crypto bonuses when funding a new account on BlockFi, also linked below. And finally, don't forget your free stocks with WeBull and Stake, also linked in the description. These great offers also help out the channel. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you have any ideas for future videos, let me know. I read all your comments. P.S. If you're still watching, you're awesome. If you'd like early access, exclusive videos, regular Q&As, our private Discord server and more, consider supporting the channel at patreon.com/solvingthemoneyproblem so I can keep creating content for you guys. There's a link in the description. You can now also become a member of the channel for some exclusive perks. To learn more, click the join button next to subscribe. And don't forget to check out our merch store. Either way, the best form of support is you being here and watching, so thanks again.